word failure there when you start to
Right.
celebrate success. Grading is 100% very essential. You just simply cannot say, I learned it that way. Two ones are two, I learned. No. It's
Yeah. I'm Rizwan Khan, again from ITRC Academy. I'm the chairman of ITRC Technologies Private Limited. And in the series of the podcast, we have with us a very, very eminent personality, Dr. Maria Manjula Matthews. Uh, uh, what I can say, the experience. She is into this field of education when I was not a student, when I didn't join the school. So uh, I was 5 year old when ma'am started her career in education sector, and uh, I am in this sector since last 25 years after post qualification. So you can very well understand the vast experience which Dr. Matthews is having. So welcome, ma'am, this podcast, and
thank you.
yeah, just a brief introduction of ma'am that she has been working in this field since 1977, and she has been into school also, university also, college also. She has worked at various positions. She has been inspection committees of CBSC. So she has seen school education and higher education both. So she's basically from Karnataka. Welcome, ma'am. Uh, let's see brief about it. So the very first question which comes to my mind is this long journey. Uh,
Yeah.
what inspired you to be in this domain for so long? What has been? Let me
I
let us go
I,
through the
I
journey.
I just breathe that space. And it has always been in me that I should be a kind of a connection to see young students grow up and they learn to thrive more than having a lot of knowledge in their head. They should have those kind of skills which allows them to thrive in life, not just the books and percentage. I have never cared for percentages of students. I've only looked at a guy who is able to perform in whatever scenario he's able to stand up. Even the girls, for that matter, if they're able to stand up for themselves, thrive in this very challenging situation, is what I felt I could be a medium of encouraging students. But then when I went to the college section after my schooling as a school teacher, I felt the school needed more of that than the college. The college is already coming after getting brewed in the schools. So what is the school doing? How much of it that a child is able to take it up? So that's why I always insist on activity based learning, digital learning. Grade 3, I introduced coding and pre-coding children by playing games and things like that. And gaming is my real this thing where IT is where digital learning is concerned. But then, it took me a lot of, you can say, not struggle. I, each time there is something that clicks in my mind that I'm sure definitely it has helped students a lot. I have a lot of my students really enjoying what they're doing now. Some of them have been really horrible, but they are today holding key positions here and there. I have never let down. I've never felt I should let down any student, not at all. I have not hit a child till date. I have been very firm and very friendly. And and I love this sector very much. And I'm still doing what I can do in this sector. As soon as I got to know something like this, which came to me, I said, I got very curious. I said, let me know. Skill development was something that really caught my eye there. I said, this is what is needed for today's world more than anything else.
Great, great. So, ma'am, you have been this since so long, and how do you see this journey, the education evolve basically? What was there earlier, the traditional way of teaching, and now we are into the generation where the Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're having a different kind of problems, the challenges. So, what has involved in this period which you have served, and how do you tackle those issues with
There
the
are,
current generation?
yes, there are a lot many issues that the youngster, the adolescent is facing in today's fast moving world. I feel sorry for them, but at the same time, you cannot just let them go. You need to bring them and pack them up to understand where they need to be going in this global world. It is not just India. It is not just your hometown. It's not just your community. You need to go out. So for that, they need to be well aware of what's happening around them. So in schools, I feel more than building relationships, the schools should always have a kind of a celebration for progress of every child. So that will give that child that feeling, yes, I can do this. Let me go ahead. I'm never a failure. There is no word failure there when you start to
Right.
celebrate success.
Mhm. So, because if you see the teachers basically who are to this field since say 20 years, 25 years, um, the pedagogy of teaching, do you think it needs a change, or uh, what suggestions will you give to a teacher or educator that how to deal with the current generation? Um, they should be they should not be changing the pedagogy. They should stick with the traditional method, or do you think there is a space or need to upgrade their skills and meet the expectation of the parents as well as the child?
Of course, they need to upgrade themselves. Traditional aspect of it is something within each country and each space that's different. But then teachers need to upgrade themselves. Schools and colleges need to provide that, give that provision. The teacher on their own will not go and upgrade. The institution has to make good. That's what I did, so that the teachers get upgraded of what they have to be doing, why it is necessary, how the child is important, child-centric learning. It's not that only you only be a facilitator. So how you can bring that change, because some children come from backgrounds whose tradition is simply different from what it is in the classrooms. Parents come and yell at the teacher, well, we have learned like this, why are you teaching this way? So the teacher should be so well equipped to make people and the community understand why they need to evolve in this current situation. So I feel the teachers have to be doing it, and the management should see that the employee also grows along with this. There should be, always the teacher, she gets a lot of credit but no cash. But then she's doing it. She's doing everything that she can do. So employers also must see. Management, I always have, my managements have been very good. Across the table, I made them understand. So taking care of the staff is more important, because they are the ones, this is only people skills. The principal, the management, the teachers, the children, the parents, all five are just human beings. There is an interaction all the time. So how we upgrade them? Sometimes I have trained parents to come and learn how to operate the computer. So they will know how they have to, what the children are doing. So like this, I think upgrading is 100% very essential in today's system. You just simply cannot say, I learned it that way. Two ones are two, I learned. No, it's
Yeah.
different now.
Very well said, madam. Very well put. The expectation levels also have changed. Earlier, the education system was uh, what I have experienced, that there was much respect towards this profession, which somehow has degraded a little bit. The parents, as you said, that the parents come and yell at the teachers. So, what suggestions you'll give to the parents, as because the expectation levels have gone so much high that they think that some of the parents, I'm not blaming everybody, that there are some people who think that since we are paying the fees, everything is to be taken care by the teachers and educators. There is a role of the parent also. So how do you tackle those situations where the parents are not doing their duty towards the kid and expecting everything to be done by the school?
This needs to be handled very, very delicately and very confidentially. There is no one rules is for all. So my suggestion would be, I have always done that. I've told the parent teachers to talk to the parent one on one, maybe after your school hours, maintain a rapport. And so much so, I used to have an evening with the parents once in a while, not just a parent teacher meeting. So in that parent teacher meeting, we used to have the parents who are having some talent. They come and expose and tell about their talents, and then we speak to them. We tell them what is our agenda. If anybody has a problem, anybody wants to, that interaction, keeping that relationship, building relationship is important so that the parents don't feel left out. They say, yes, I'm paying the money. What are you doing? My child is not. But do the parents know what the child is doing in the classroom? What's
Right.
happening to the child's mind? How is he coming from home? With what pressure is he coming from home? Because they are at home, they will have told him, you're good for nothing. That boy is doing well. You are like this. You see, the child's mind is very delicate. How you handle it. So I tell my teachers, I've always told them, never ever reprimand a child because the parent said something. Try to understand the child, bring him on track, and then things will follow. But parents need to change their mindset to today's scenario, how children are, because you don't know. Your child may be looking very good in front of you, very innocent, but behind your back, what the child is doing, parents will not know, but the school will know. At least I
Right.
have known.
Right.
Yes. I've seen them. They say something and they're somewhere else.
So, well, do you think there is a need of understanding the child psychology to for the teachers also, as well as with the growing need? Because nowadays the YouTube and the social media, we never know that kid is influenced by which person, which what kind of thoughts he's having. Earlier, it was just family, and the kid is influenced with parents or family, or if he's in the joint family, he might be influenced by some of the family members. But
Yes, yes.
nowadays, when the social media, the kind of exposure the kids are having, do you think there is more need of understanding the psychology of the kid and then dealing with the situations in the classroom? This is more important.
Yes, that's very essential. I have been head of school of an IB school. There in the IB, I think the IB and the current NEP is somewhere going hand in hand, So for me, I think the parents should understand psychology is very important. They will not understand their it's their way of psychology. Child psychology, you should have a child psychologist in the school. There should be somebody, because a child comes crying to school. He's not coming crying because he doesn't want to come to school. There must be something behind his mind that only a child psychologist can do. And there should be a counselor, child psychologist in a school, and it is very, very essential. Apart from the teachers will interact. See, three, four people are involved to make a child realize where he needs to be. It's not just one person doing anything out of them. Parents also involved.
Do you recommend that each teacher also should be having a basic knowledge of child psychology?
Yes, yes. That one subject should be included in all degree professional courses for teachers. Until you know this, because if you don't know that, you won't know how you're going, where you're going. You're swimming blindly because you're handling another life. So for that, I think you should have a mind and understand and and there should be a subject, compulsory subject for teachers for in the teacher training.
Right. Okay. Ma'am, you talked about the NEP 2020, the National Education Policy. It has brought on reforms. It has done, as per if you see the policy, it's a reformistic kind of thing, which the complete system has been revisited, relooked at. What in your study do you think are some positives and some not so positive points about the NEP? While implementing it, there are some challenges. So just throw some light on the NEP for the educators and the parents. What good things and what not so good things are about the NEP 2020.
For me, I would never want to emphasize on not so good about any aspect in the NEP. It is just that we had to change. There is a change. There's a change evolving every day in every situation on the earth. But then when education is where NEP is concerned, uh, the parameters that they have coined out for NEP is absolutely very essential now. You just cannot sit with the books all the time. There is something called a interdisciplinary learning, and there is something that they interact with different peers, and it is the choice of the student to learn a subject how he wants to learn. NEP, national education policy, we cannot say across full whole of the country should have the same thing. There's again the language policy coming in again. So you
Yes.
see, and when the language policy comes in, NEP starts crumbling down. So that should not be. That should be balanced so that students are able to learn those subjects which they are very good at, and they should be given that freedom of space to learn, and that interdisciplinary learning in NEP is very essential. And you start it at school level, it's already there. Activity based learning is there, and that's automatically into the NEP disciplinary only. That is according to their formula. But when it comes to higher education now you have correspondence course, you have online learning, you have the regular school going to the college campus learning. But all three put together, NEP doesn't stand anywhere there.
Hmm.
It becomes difficult because there is somewhere there's a lot of learning to be done, and students will lose interest in that. So if it is made only in regular schooling, regular college, yes, NEP, they get subjects or make choice-based subjects, and then continue with that. But then again, the challenge comes with the managements. You cannot provide two students, one faculty for one subject with two students. Economically, it does not work out.
Yeah.
But I think NEP till the school level, till the 12th grade is fine. And after that, I think they should coin something else addition to NEP, so that across it is a global learning. So students, when they go out from here, they're not feeling fish out of water. That's it.
Yeah. Great. Great. Um, Talk about the college education, the students pursuing the college education, the engineers or non-engineers, for say. What gap you think is there in the system itself or the process itself, where we always say that okay, the academics is not aligned with the industry, so there is a gap between. That's why the students are not employable. They come out from the college, they have only the theoretical knowledge, they don't have the practical
Yes.
aspect knowledge of that. So this we have been listening since very long time now. It's every time we say the same thing.
Yeah.
What is the root cause of that, and why we are not able to do go to the root cause and fix it? Is there what exactly is the problem where we are not able to cope up with that?
It's simply skills. Skill education a must in the college, because the student is learning his engineering, he is learning all his formulas. Does he know when he does not need, he's not given a formula to work on, then what? So skills are very essential. All types of skills that can be incorporated in the college learning, so that they are not lost out in the industry. And there should be a lot of what do you call job fairs in the on the campus, so students get to know what they are requiring. They're just not looking at your marks card. They're looking at what else you can do. I have been helping students to write their letter of intent for admissions to universities abroad. What do they do there? They look at the students' academic record. At the same time, they're looking at how socially and emotionally they are connected outside of that space. So I made my students go do some social work, go do some work, go learn some carpentry, go learn some electrician job, so that you can tell them, I have been this, I have gone somewhere, something happened, and I was able to fix it. So you see, this you need to write down. Only then your universities abroad will take them. Skills are important, sir. Skills are very, very essential. It should be a must.
Yeah. The NEP also talks about the vocational education part in the school education
Yes,
system.
yes, yes.
It talks very strongly about that thing, and government Ministry of Education is implementing it. We are also a part of that scheme also.
Yeah.
But do you think the parents also need to be sensitized towards that, because somewhere down the line they think skills are only hands-on skills. Carpentry is a low-grade job, or electrician is a low-grade job. They don't respect those people, those professionals. Um, everybody is but they are expecting only to be the engineers and MBAs. And
Yeah, 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 yeah.
so, how do we create that respect of these professions, which are very important, those vocations?
These vocational training is as good as a skill training, but vocational training in the schools, most of the management people, little bit they don't show much the same. They feel the look of the school, the name of the school. Oh, that's only this kind of a institution where they do this, they do that. See, this NIOS, we have this open schooling. Wherever I am, I first see that I want to implement an iOS because there are students who are not able to go to school. They're going to work somewhere. Give them an opportunity to learn and finish their schooling as well. But at the same time, that guy is more prominent and better than the fellow who's sitting all 12 months, 210 days in a classroom. You know?
Yes, exactly.
Vocational training is very essential. So be it the managements, that the heads of schools should see and sensitize among themselves only, and then decide. Then we call the parents. Take pick up one or two vocations so that the children can do it. There are students who have. We have this model United Nations, in the
Yeah,
IT school, where the students go and fix the community's drainage system, then water supply system. They learn that, they come back to the school and they fix prepare a project on that, and they go back and they fix it. Teacher knows nothing. Teacher need not know. The teacher is learning at that time. You see how many people learn with these children when they're given that option of vocational learning. you know it's a very coherent kind of a situation. I enjoy that, and it gives me a thrill to see students really taking interest in such activities, so that they are not left behind. At the same time, the sensitivity is increased you know
correct. Yeah, very rightly put, man. Uh, the attention span of this generation, the Gen Z and Gen Alpha, what we say, because this is a real
Yes,
generation. They 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 decide in 30 seconds, by seeing a 30-second reel, they make up their mind. Now the attention span is very less now. It's in seconds now. uh,
yeah,
and our uh, the time of one period, one session is 40 minutes or 45
yes,
minutes.
yes,
Okay. Do you think there needs to, this also needs to be somewhere realigned with the generation, the tech generation, which is there, because we are keeping on that traditional way also to pedagogy also, and we are fighting with the technology also.
yes,
So
yes.
how do you balance that? If how do you balance that?
You see, in a classroom, you can get a child's attention only for 9 to 10 minutes. Your 40 minutes is somewhere in your mind, in your paper, in your timetable. 9, 10, max 15 minutes. You get the attention of. At that time, a very knowledgeable teacher who's very efficient, how she'll utilize those 9 to 10 minutes. And the remaining time is for interaction. What you knew, what you don't know, what we need to do more. So these kind of interactive sessions of learning makes that subject, the topic, more, if the child imbibes more better. It's already practically gone in his mind. He don't have to go back to the books. He don't have to go back and do homework. So I feel uh, there should be this 40 minutes, 45 minutes, the bell ringing. I don't like that. I have experimented in one school. As soon as the time is up, the teacher gets up. The students will look at them and say, they'll stand up. So the teacher has to finish. So the teacher has to finish that at that time. And the business of the principal is to see that academic director, to see that what has been written down has been done. Sometimes it cannot be done because children are different in a classroom. All are not of the same caliber. So it takes some time. So I think 9 to 10 minutes a teacher can engage in her whatever the five Habashan steps of her to her explanation. Rest of it is interaction, understanding. When I was a teacher, So you see, we have just finished, just come out of school and then gone to college, become a teacher, and gone to be very excited, dress up, take book, bag, everything, go to school. So when they made me a science teacher, uh, I felt I had to read a lot of books to understand what I have to teach the children. I came up with a very novel idea. I said I make a scrapbook for the children. I was teaching grade 8. I made a scrapbook. I told them, when you go home, more than your homework, when it comes to science, look at the newspaper, look at anything that you felt was really attracting you and you want to talk about it, cut that and stick it on your scrapbook and bring it to school. So during a test time, there was 10 marks for orals. I used to give them 5 marks for the scrapbook. And you see, and I used to take those scrapbooks, come home. Look at me, how selfish I was. I learned so much from that. 60 children gave me 60 points. Yes.
Wonderful idea, madam.
So children can come out and do also learn. Scrapbook is always like a Bible for me. I learned so much. I became very good in teaching science subject in the 7th and 8th grade at that time.
Like a good trainer, right?
Mm.
Great, great, madam. Talking about this thing, ma'am, do you think the system of assessment also needs to be relooked at? The kind of assessment we are doing, giving the marks, assessing a kid on the basis of a 3 hour test or examination, whether this student is good or this academically this is better. You get 99%. Nowadays, there's a race, the mad race towards 98.5 percentile, 99.2%. So, do you think the assessment system also needs to be relooked at?
It has to be relooked, sir, because the child learning in the month of June and July, why should he reproduce that in the month of April?
Right.
If he has learnt it in June and July, half yearly or quarterly, you have a complete test on that and give them the grades there, give him the marks there. Maybe this child who's intelligent, very intelligent, but at the same time is good in sports. For the first 3 months, he fares very well. The next month, he's not in the classroom because he's attending some state level or national level sports. Because that's his thing. We need to encourage. So he misses out. So the next test will be less. So he will work hard and see in the following one he will do better. So when you take the culmination of all the 4 tests together, bring out an average, the child goes up. I don't think that yearly this thing is going to work out, sir. When high time they stop this assessment of once in a year. They make it now they're making it twice a year. They should make it thrice a year. Every child will really enjoy learning, and they will have retained what they have learned. So what we for me, sometimes the children forget what they learned in the beginning. They will not remember. So we tell the teachers, put up some questions of the earlier sessions and see if they remember. Take it up as an oral test. So once they know they are orally able to explain to you, put it in writing. So you see, more or less, they cover up.
Right.
Assessments, I think there should be a lot of, I think some more experienced people should break their, sort of their brains to, change system of assessment. Assessment should be done periodically, not yearly.
Continuous assessment should be a part of.
Assessment, yeah. We had this earlier. They removed that one.
Hmm.
Teachers used to sit and write A, B, A, B. I said, don't write A, B, write marks.
Right.
Finally, we'll say A, B. I used to say.
Yeah, because you don't. What do you draw out of it? A or B? How the things will? How do you improve from B to A? That needs to be worked out. Right?
Yes, sir. So you put the marks there, so the child knows even 1 mark will matter. Now, CBSE gives the grade as A plus, 90 above A plus, 95 above. Suppose the child gets 97, he also is A plus, 90 is also A plus. So you see, they're trying to bring a system where everybody feels, yes, we are all good at this stage, but it's not so always. But when it comes to admissions, when it comes to percentile accreditation, they will look at how much percentage you have taken, how you have done. So that finally giving a grading is, I think they should modify that a little bit.
Right. one thing which is there in this generation, what has come up, and government of India is also promoting, is something called artificial intelligence, AI. Uh, it's just like when the computer came into uh, India, and people thought that computer is going to take away the jobs of human being. Now the same challenges has come up with artificial intelligence, and every kid, every school, every person is now exposed to that thing. There are pros and cons of AI. Do you think, and I have seen many schools also, they have started AI labs, like robotic labs, they have started the AI labs. Uh, what do you think, ma'am? Is AI to be used, uh, the teachers, educators should use AI for improving the quality of content generation or the homework or planning or some session planning, or it should be also be given to the students also? What is your view about the AI?
See, we cannot say we want to ignore this new addition into the education system. Uh, Content development, yes. A teacher assessment, yes. But then leaving it to the children, you look at AI and do it, then the teacher is not needed. But in education, a human touch is more important. It requires the children, the students to grow up with a healthy mind and a healthy body. If they're all mechanized, they will be mechanized everywhere. If no family touch, no feelings, no this thing, they just go like a zombie. For me, I feel artificial intelligence. It's for adults, not for school children. School
Mhm.
children need to explore. They need to explore. In certain areas, yes, they can use that because we cannot be left off. We cannot be standing lagging behind. But where teacher is concerned, can use it. But for the children in the school level, I think artificial intelligence right now is not that this thing, especially in our Indian scenario, because there is a lot of family connections are there, traditions are upheld a lot, and then when the children get into this kind of, they stop learning. They know some there is an assistance there. They just have to plug in and they get all the things ready. There is no self exploration, self putting in some thoughts by your mind and yourself. I have started one called as Stories by Children, where children write stories. So they don't sit in front of the computer, laptop, iPad playing games. No, we give them books, we give them paper and pen. They have to write a story on a topic. Grade 2 children also write stories on the topic. I have students from abroad. This is all online, and I have a team of people who are managing this. Stories by children is something that I think this is the sister to artificial intelligence, I felt a sister, brother to artificial intelligence. But you're using your brain yourself, you're sitting by yourself, you're writing a story. Say a small child has to write a story on water. So he will write, what is water? Rain is water. So, but when artificial intelligence won't tell you all that. That actually things you must know already. This is that only. So this is something where children innovate. They come out with some ideas, and so I started that stories by children. You can that website you can go through. So I feel artificial intelligence is for adults, not for school children. It can be for the teachers, the facilitators. They can utilize that. But I think otherwise, for operational purposes, it's okay. But where human touch is required, I think they should put their mind and heart in doing what they want to be doing. Otherwise, everybody's thought will be one only because it is an intelligence thing there. Huh? Or everybody's thought. So, where is the new idea? Where is the creation of new ideas? So, maybe the artificial intelligence programs will show something, but I feel uh, it needs a kind of a involvement of as a human touch. You ask me artificial intelligence, somehow I am not convinced.
Right.
Maybe in jobs, in higher listing and all, I think that is okay. It gives you a jiffy, everything comes ready, and you're going ahead. So this is what I have. I cannot
Great.
say anything on that.
Madam, the last question from my side. I've taken too much of your time. Uh, you have a wonderful experience, and you have worked wonders in the education domain. being a policymaker, given a chance that you are a policymaker of Indian education system, what is one thing which you would like to change, which you think is a need of the hour, which will benefit all the stakeholders in the education domain?
First and foremost, I think there should be uh, a lot of you know selfless uh, involvement in creating relationships. Parents, children, teachers, management, all put together. So these are all human beings. They need to maintain a kind of a relationship, build on that. So when you build on that, each one comes with an idea. So everybody is able to put it lay bare in the on the table and decide what they want to be doing. But anytime education is all of what managements look at, how much money they can make, in what area the money can be made. The other side, the parents, why should I be paying that much for this when I can do it elsewhere? So you see, there's a lot of conflict going on because no one is going to be investing and just sitting back and saying, okay, let it happen by itself. There is always a kind of involvement, and there should be some modesty, humility, and what you're doing, because education is a sector where it is not mechanical. It is ongoing process, on and off, and at the same time there should be acceptance. For me, I think uh, there's lots to talk on that area, in that area, because every day there's an experience. You cannot just limit yourself to something what you want to be saying, oh, this will be like this is uh, and I feel you should listen to others wherever you are. Listen to others.
Yeah,
Once you listen to others, then you know where you want to change, where you want to contribute. Listening to others and being very humble and humility is what takes education forward.
great thought, madam. If I can summarize that, you have so nicely and so beautifully analyzed the whole education system. It's relationships. Ultimately, it's human. We are changing one human life, and for
Yes,
that, everybody has a role to play. Management has a role to play. The educator is facilitator has its own role to play. The parents have the role to play. So instead of having different opinions about it, they should come together, have better relationships, talk to each other, listen to each other. That is the most important thing you said. Listen, and then make up your mind. And the creativity in the humans should be there. The students should not become mechanical. The
yes,
suspension should change.
yes.
A lot of insights you have given to us today, madam. Thank you so much from ITRC side, and
Thank
it
you.
was a pleasure having you on this
Thank you
podcast.
very much for bringing me onto this platform here, and where I can speak something about, which is my passion. And I'm still working as a, not working, I'm supporting schools as a chief advisor. So I come up with different ideas, and I keep telling them what to do, not to do. So thank you so much, Mr.
So,
Bhuvan.
madam, we'll invite you to become a honorary advisory member of our board also. We want people like you to guide us, mentor us, our team for this regular, because we have the mission to, which is same as yours. We want to skill the people of India. We have to make them employable. So
Yes,
we need guidance and mentorship. So it's our humble request if you can accept that you become our advisory member and keep on advising us. It's not just one podcast. We want to
yes,
have you on board with us
yes.
forever.
Ever ready to do anything as long as till my sunset years. I am now 66. Now 66. Yeah, I'm 66 now. So I think until my sunset years, I would like to do all that I want to do for education. So
Thank you.
students, children thrive and come up. They are just happy going human beings on the earth.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Bye bye.